which will, so the purpose of this quick interview is to identify the challenges faced by poultry farmers,
yes,
and then discuss with them possible solutions to those challenges. So, sir, I would like to start by getting a background of the Emmakhennie Nigeria Limited as a poultry enterprise.
It's okay.
When did you start and how has it been? So that I have a sense of the questions to ask.
It's okay. I've been in and out of it for the past almost 10 years. I've been in and out of it for the past 10 years. The poultry farming in Nigeria it's not so smooth. But what does not make it smooth is there's always a scarcity of a fund to pursue the business. And there is no assistance. And when they say it's all right, they are pumping money to farmer, they are pumping money to farmer, it's not correct. In reality, it's not correct. Because I'm sorry to say, our politicians are always hijacking the fund. It will never reach. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. I can get you.
It will never reach the actual people that want to make use of it. Let me narrate one of my bitter experience with BOI. Well, in the year 2019, if I'm not mistaken, I started processing certain loan with them as early as April 1. When we started processing the loan, they told me that within a month that I will receive the loan. I continue pressing. When we're about to read this, they will ship the goal. When they ship the goal, if I'm about to meet that goal, the new goal, they will ship it forward again. Just like that till when the COVID-19 set in. And when the COVID-19 set in, every data that I start to process that loan, is no more in reality. You know what is there. Since COVID-19 to date, the price of feedings, chicken feeds has increased more than 200-fold. It made nonsense of the whole thing. They came, they video my poultry, they did everything. And because I have some other businesses, they video everything, including my staff. They video them with the hope that when that one is done, they were going to give me what I wanted. And what did I want? Just 10 million. And the final analysis, I did not get one kobo from them. And if eventually they gave me, then it would have pushed me to a very heavy debt. Are you following me now? So that is how business, not a poultry farming alone, is in Nigeria. All other sort of farming. When they are announcing it, they are going to do that, they are going to do this, they will never do it. I have some friends, when they were pursuing the CBN loan, they said they should go to training. Some of them went to what are they calling it? At Pet Cinema, Agege. After the rigor and everything, they pay for it. They pay for everything. No. To date, they did not give them one kobo. And what are they expecting from the government there? Just less than 10 million. And they couldn't get it. So most of the poultry, as far as I know, I belong to an organization. As far as I know, most of the poultry set up in Nigeria now has a collapse. I'm sorry to say that. When you are asking about my data then, that how many beds did I have? I told you that I have only 500.
500, yes. I can see it here. 500.
Yes. I said I have 500. Even that 500, I'm finding it difficult to feed them because of the price of feeds. And all these sort of things discourage people. When as I'm doing it now, it's not for profit. Because if I'm going to use it for profit, I should I should be selling my crate of egg at the rate of almost 2,000. And who will buy it? Nobody will buy it. As of now, I'm selling at the rate of 1,500, and without with heavy loss even. So that is my experience. I'm sorry to say, when things are getting better, maybe if we still stay put, we do not check out of the business, maybe we are going to rake what we have already planted there. That is my submission.
Thank you very much.
I think you are laughing.
No, I mean, I can have this. You will be my, I think my eighth interview via Zoom, and yes, I see that different poultry farmers have a different range of challenges, but they have a commonality. So, for example, I've interviewed a poultry farmer who, because already comes from a position of having huge financing, right, from other sources of business. The major challenge is labor and high cost of feeds.
Yeah, that's it. Labor too is there.
Yeah.
The turnover of labor is so high.
Yeah.
Because when they do it for a very short time, they will just they will leave without even giving you notice. And before you can get another, it will be a problem. And that is the problem. That's their problem in southern part of this country. I only enjoy my labor when they come from the upper, from the northern part of the country, because they are faithful. But as our own here, they can never say. And they'll be saying there is no work, there is no work. But it is a lie. It's a lie. Well, do not allow me to qualify with because they do not work. I'm sorry. Buhari says so. They were crying that Nigerian youths are lazy. But as it is now, particularly in the southern part of this country, particularly in this environment that I'm living in, they do not like working. Either they become a tout, either they continue. Now, as I'm telling you now, that's why I did not fix this meeting for today. I was at Emmakhennie yesterday, throughout yesterday. I did not come back until around 11 p.m. What did I went for? There are some people, they gather themselves together. They go and destroy my palm plantation. About 45 acres of palm plantation. Why? They say they have got a judgment from the court. And palm pantry on, which I'm not a party to their struggle, because it's within their own villages that they are fighting among themselves. That warrant they are destroying my palm plantation without getting a court demolition. Just as if when you build a house on a land and somebody came that, yes, this land I'm the owner, and I pay for it, I have CEO on it. Before that person can demolish that, he must get he has to get court demolition order. Just like it's not like that with tree crops. It's a permanent crop. A palm tree can yield for at least for 45 years. So now, as it is, they just went there, they destroy everything. When they said that they have already got a judgment in the court, I went to them. I told them that I have property on those lands. I bought it from your fathers, and then they said, "All right, I should take them there." I took them there. They saw it. All of a sudden, after having reconciliation this thing, order. After 4 or 5 meetings that we had, because I was always going with my lawyer. After that, a week later, my workers on the farm just told me that they have already chased them out of the farm. Chased them out of the farm. Before they know it, they brought caterpillar and they destroy everything. That is the nature of our youth in the southern part of this country. And it's really unfortunate. A country that is crying And for your information, that plant plantation, all the villagers there, they depend on it. That is why they work, feed their family, do everything. Now they destroy it. Can they feed those people? It's impossible. So that labor that we make measure of, allow me to narrate my experience with house cars. The labor asset is concerned as far as business in Nigeria is concerned. Are you following me? Are you still hearing me?
I'm following you, sir. I'm being confronted with the enormity of the problem. Is what is making me.
You see, they ran them up now. They are telling me because that's why I couldn't come back in time yesterday. I could not come back in time yesterday. They ran them up, but what will happen? What they have destroyed now. For example, on a palm tree.
A palm tree doesn't grow overnight. It doesn't grow in a year. It doesn't grow in 18 months.
I think, you see, and I've been harvesting the fruit since about 17 years ago. Are you getting me now? And then you see now, a palm tree will give you at least 50,000 per year. Multiply that 50,000 by 400, by 4,000 palm trees. Can they pay? They cannot pay. If they jail them, what is my gain? The damage has been done. And what can I do? And there is nobody to help. The case is with Ogun State government as it is now. I bet Ogun State government cannot do anything. Are they paying compensation for it? They cannot. Those people who destroy it cannot pay compensation. See my situation. You see the problem of Nigerian farmers. We are just deceiving ourselves. When they say they are going to diversify, they are going to diversify. What are they going to diversify? The farming this thing that they are going to diversify to. The stubborn blocks that are there. It's unsurmountable. I'm crying of my own this thing now. If you talk to a farmer in Ekiti or in Osun State, where the herdsmen are destroying their cassava plantation, who is going to come to their remedy? Nobody. And if they dare touch those headers, the government will be in their support. They will not even mind to come and arrest you as the owner of the farm that they destroyed. That is the situation, my dear brother. And in Nigeria, I'm sorry, I'm very, very sorry. Nigeria is deceiving themselves when they are talking about diversification. They are telling lies. The money that they are popping out is going to individual pockets. The politicians, they cannot, and nobody can check it easily. I'm sorry to say this. Because they are aware of doing it. I'm telling you, I do not know your own lineage.
No, sir.
The politician that do not have any source of income, that politics is his business. What do you expect from him? If you not have, in Britain, in America, if you are a parliamentarian or you are in the House, you are in the Congress, you have your own work that you can fall back on. That is why they are having a recession, so that they can have time to go back to their business. But in Nigeria, once you are a politician, politics is your business. Anything that government approve for any sector, either the manufacturer or the farmers or the traders, they will have a way of making it without reaching the final benefactor. Where are we going? If I continue talking like this, we are not going to finish this interview. Let me stop there.
I don't know what to say because, well, let's continue this. Let's continue this because I believe speaking to you is exactly the reason why the accelerator program enforced that I speak to people on the ground. Because they believe that if you sit down on your table, of course you can fashion out wonderful ideas that once you just do this and do this, it will solve all the problems. However, they mandated that speak to people on the ground. First of all,
it's okay.
Did you adequately capture the problems. Because, for example, in what you said, I've realized that if you notice, our survey form didn't say anything about farm security. Which in the two examples you gave looks like a very major challenge. The fact that people could walk into your domain and destroy everything that's built over 17 years is so I have noted that, right, as an oversight, right? Farm security.
That's good.
So I will just quickly run through, and some of them I'm sure you've already touched on. So the ones you've already touched on, I wouldn't dwell too much on them because of your meeting that's coming up.
Because I put on the form.
Exactly. So financial management, I get that. The issue of access to finance being a major issue. But before I proceed to I proceed to the other things, I'll just ask two very quick questions. If you had gotten that finance as at when you needed it, not when the pricing structure changed, but if you had gotten that finance as at when you needed it, what would you have? What form of expansion were you trying to implement?
You see, you know our banks. The BOI is not excluded. Before they can start processing the loan, they will ask from you what you want to use the loan for.
Yeah.
How are they going to recoup their fund? So if you do not satisfy them with all these questions, they will not even start processing it. Well, now they started processing it now because of the embedded
bottlenecks and rate tips.
The whole thing will end in failure.
Yes.
Are you
because
getting
all those structures have changed. Yes.
Yes. Let me enrich your knowledge with another practical example that I experienced. In the 2018, yes, 2018, there is a grant they call Eshababa, things of that, some sort of that nature. It is a statewide affairs. Even Lagos, they continue saying that we should put in. They were going to give us a grant. That grant, they continue making us. Instead for us to receive fund, we are spending fund on it to make it a reality. In the final analysis, last year October, after pursuing it for complete 3 years. Some of my friends that we started with, they have died. Even the one who registered me to that thing has died. So now tell me how you can be interested when they announce these sort of things. About 3 days ago, when we were, the chamber sent something that if you want to announce a loan of three categories, 500,000, 750,000, and 3 million. When I started processing the 3 million this thing, and I hit a rock, my senses came to me that this is the thing that is the same mode, the same system, the same requirement that is demanded for all my friends who took part in sourcing money from a CBN, and it ended nowhere. And I said, why should I've already seen this. Why should I go ahead to source this one? I drop it. I'm thinking that if I source 500,000, what did it bring through for me? Nothing. It cannot take care of anything. So all these sort of things, that's Ashiba, or something of that nature. Cannot remember clearly now. That I pursued for 3 years. They call it grant. But nothing came out of it. And people are dying along the line, struggling to get it. Tell me, my brother, what is the fate of Nigerian farmers? What is the fate of Nigerian business? Let me come out clearly like that. Except if you are lucky enough and you can source money on your own, either through friends, enter through other businesses. If you are expecting government to fund your business because they are saying diversification, you are wasting your time. You cannot get anywhere. I'm sorry to say that. That is my conclusion on that.
Let me state the reason why I asked that question. Because
okay, thank you very much.
Because there is a reawakening.
It's okay.
I'm sure you are aware you'll be seeing some younger generations who seem to want to be taking up more in the agricultural space.
Even so in our chamber.
Exactly.
In our chamber, sorry to cut you short.
No problem.
In our chamber, at Abiosima and Ogosima, we have so many young people that is joining us right now. Plenty of them. Unlike before.
Yeah.
So what is their fate? Answer that question.
So that's what I wanted. So there are some, and we young people, we are very impetuous. We don't have the benefit of experience as the older ones. And it has advantages. It has advantages and it has disadvantages. So I want to paint a scenario. There are some technology solutions that are coming up now. For example, one called farm crowding. And what they do is they say, let's not bother ourselves about government funding. If private sector can provide funding. So let's say what they do is now they will now say, one person may not be able to give you 10 million. But 1,000 people can drop 10,000.
That is a form of cooperative.
Yes, but they now do it as crowdsourcing. They call it crowdfunding.
Okay.
So what they do is they say
crowdfunding.
Yes, crowdfunding. So what they do is they say, would you be willing to go into an arrangement where if you get this funding either in form of inputs or infrastructure or cash, that at the end of your production cycle, you will be willing to allow these people offtake the value of your products that corresponds with their investment plus interest. So let's say you currently have 500 birds. You need 100,000 naira to expand that to 1,000 birds. At the beginning of the arrangement, you agree that the price of each bird will be 5,000 naira. Would you be willing to go into a purely private sector arrangement where if you are giving the funding, at the end of the cycle, which is 10 weeks, you will allow these people come and offtake the value of the investment from your output? Would that be something you think could be a potential solution to this access to finance issue? It's like CBN anchor borrowers, but purely private sector.
Sorry, it's okay. It's okay. It's a good development, really. But let me chip in something. I'm sorry.
No problem, sir. Please go ahead. Yes.
I'm not pessimistic. The Nigerian way of doing things, have they put into consideration the defaults?
Yeah.
Because I'm a president of a cooperative. I know the problem that we are always running into when it comes sourcing
time to pay.
Fund. Yeah. Yes, when is it time to pay? I've used my own personal money to settle microfinance loan that I got for my cooperative. Are you following me now? And what can you do if you do not settle it as their head? The microfinance thing, they will be dragging you around. Are you getting me now? And when this is a time that I said that if I want to be a philanthropist, I better be a philanthropist.
A philanthropist. If you want to be a business person, you know
Are you getting me? So I was discouraged out of it. It's actually it's still with me now. They continue begging me in this area. No, I've tried it several times over years. The problem of default is high. The level of default is high. And you young people, if you are coming up like this, if you have a way of taking care of this default, and if you gather about 1,000 or maybe 2,000 people, and at least 80% of you people are going to be trusted we fund, individuals fund, not one man fund, and you can do it successfully. I will say congratulations. The Nigerians, just like our young people, they are interested in cyber cafe and I mean, what are they calling it? Crime, cyber crimes. So I pray they will not push it to that arrangement that we lay down. I'm not encouraging you people.
I understand,
sir.
I understand. And I love the direction of this interview, because, sir, what I want to do is I would want to just identify you as somebody I continue to relate with, because you will always filter whatever idea through the lens of reality.
Yes.
And through the lens of experience, so that one doesn't get emotionally attached to the passion of, yes, we've seen the solution, and then gets discouraged down the line. So I totally believe in your views, sir, and I will always get back to you, because to now present the idea that we are trying to push to the accelerator, because like I said, I've interviewed various poultry farmers, and they all have different issues. Some, their issue is access to markets, right? Some, their issue is knowledge. They are still in the trial and error phase. Some, it is the availability.
They will not go to seminar.
Exactly.
If they are not going to seminar.
Yes, exactly. So some, their issue is the availability and pricing of inputs, of production inputs. And I see, sir, that you are comfortable with technology. And it's something I must commend you with. You have filled my online form. Yes. I'm having a meeting with you on Zoom.
Yes.
And we've been actively communicating via WhatsApp. So the solution we're proposing is there, if we were to provide an app that is similar to WhatsApp, that helps with the information problem, for those who have problem with information, that helps with the access to market problem. So let me give you an example of, the way we are thinking of solving the access to markets. And what is the problem? There are some people, when your poultry is now mature, they start underpricing you, right? And they know that and they know that if you don't sell, you are under pressure, because you will continue to feed those birds. More loss. So our potential solution to that problem is to say, if you have these 500 people who are using your app, before the poultry matures, you're trying to, on their behalf, negotiate with eateries and hotels, sort of like forward trading, right? Forward trading. Also, the possibility of installing facilities like cold storage and abattoir. So that once the chicken matures, you just pick it up and you go and package and slaughter. But all these are coordinated via that app. So the app is providing you with information that you probably would have gotten from seminars. It's helping you with market access. It's also helping you with what we call standard operating procedures. So standard operating procedures is that the current people I have interviewed, they rely on expert labor. So what do I mean by expert labor? The person is very brilliant. He has been experienced in poultry. But what the app is trying to do is to say, the app itself will remind you, it is 8 o'clock in the morning, it is time to go and feed, right? This is the right combination, starter, grower, and so on and so forth, and this is how you should mix it. This is, you must weigh it, and this is the weight it should be, right? It is 9 o'clock, it's time for medication, and this is the medication you should give. So that there is not that reliance on expert labor, but more on labor that follows the standard operating procedures that are laid out. So that was the idea we presented to the accelerator, but the accelerator said, we hear your idea, but go back to those in the field to find out from them whether the problem you're trying to solve are actually problems, and can this approach, at least, even if it doesn't solve it 100%, can it reduce these problems to an extent? At least
up to 70%.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So what would be your views, sir? Do you think we should proceed with that kind of approach?
Yes, my brother, you should proceed. Because I have another personal experience. Sometimes ago, they closed the border.
Yes, yes.
And they say that because they have already banned the importation of poultry products. Are you following me now? They want the local farmers, poultry farmers, and so on and so forth, to be in market. Are you getting me? So at the same time, the maize they are going to use to feed these chickens are not available. You know, 50% of what are poultry feed is from maize.
Yes.
It's important. Yes. And when they ban the importation of anything, when I've already closed the border, the maize that we need to feed the chickens
are now competing with people who are eating the maize, competing with people who are making ogi, competing with people who are doing cornflakes. Yeah.
You see the problem. So in the initial program, it's good. It's a good idea, but they
didn't think about the
Exactly. The local production. Where is it? When the Boko Haram, the so-called, I'm sorry for introducing politics into our discussion. They will never allow farmers to go and farm. Where do you get supplied of maize? What brought about this scarcity of eggs, scarcity of this thing? Before, when this thing was done, I said I want to give you a personal experience. I went ahead. I mock up a setup that if this thing can be done successfully, I'll be rearing broiler. After 6 weeks, I'll be storing them, dressing them, put them into freezer, and they put it invite people to come and buy fresh chickens, unlike the one that I've already saw in freezer over maybe 6 months or even more. Because they can import it to Nigeria. But every money that I spend on that setup just wasted. Why? Because ability to see through financially is not there. Are you following me now? The offices were the same points that I created now. I'm just paying the staff alone without gaining anything from it. No money, no return for the money. So it's the ideology. I pray that you young people, when you grow up, when you come to the real business, if you can change the orientation of the way of doing business in Nigeria, I want that you have just suggested now. I told you, I think you should go ahead, because if the little shortfalls that are there can be taken off, it will lead to success. Don't depend on government money. Depend on individual, the private sector's money. Why is Dangote flourishing now? It don't depend on government money. And he has already, when the country was still good, he has already established himself. We take loan in Nigeria here with moratorium. When he is about to pay that money, he's going over to Sweden or something or some other countries. We take loan from that place, and the moratorium over there is long, maybe 2 years or thereabouts. When it is time to pay back that money, it's about time to start paying interest on those loans. People go and settle them. We not pay one kobo. Dangote is the richest man in Africa now. But he's the biggest debtor in Africa too. You know how to get his way. You get loan eternally, you get loan eternally. And he's managing the thing without paying any interest. I'm telling you, I've studied his way of doing business, and I've already got this thing from him. But if he has not got a footing, when the country was still good, he cannot do such a thing.
He can't do it.
He can't do it. Now is that because you see now he's building a refinery. Federal government, they cannot maintain their own refinery, but they are pumping money to his own refinery. Are you getting me? And the whole country is waiting for when
Dangote refinery will be ready.
We will be ready to produce us
200 million people.
The whole country, over 2 million people, they are waiting for one single man to come and save the situation. Is it reasonable? Answer my question.
No,
is it
sir.
reasonable?
No,
is it not business madness?
Business madness. Business madness. But we are faced, as young people, we are faced with only two alternatives. Follow your friends to Canada or try and see what you can do.
It's okay.
Final question.
It's okay.
Final question. Just one last question, sir, and then
okay, so
I can end the meeting.
So,
yes, just one final question. So this solution that we are proposing for the accelerator will not be free. And what we suggest is that if a farmer is able to use it and get value from it, will a farmer be willing to pay 2,000 naira every month for that kind of value? So
how many thousand? 2,000.
2,000 naira every month.
200,000 or 2,000?
2,000, maybe 1,000, maybe.
Per month, Abi?
Per month.
For that, per month or per day?
Per month, sir.
Yes, well, that's a good thing. You have started so low. No, everybody will be able to meet it up.
Yeah.
Are you following me now?
Because the beauty of the model is in having people. Is when you have people, you can negotiate for stability in availability of inputs as well as pricing. So imagine if you have 1,000 farmers, you can now convince somebody to invest in having a plant for feed, local production, knowing that you already have 1,000 people who will keep demanding for it. So that's why the money for using the app it's supposed to encourage as many people to come in as possible, because there is that strength when you have more people. So that's just the final question, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
I wish you people success.
Thank you so much. We will get back to you, because the immense experience you have cannot especially in Abeokuta chamber. When I can come for any of the meetings, I will personally come and attach to you, sir. We young people need to
I'm expecting you people. In my company, I have so many young people. Have the best of the day, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.